Where are we headed? What trends caught your eye?
What I see in our industry is companies scrambling to figure out how to deliver value to their customers. And what most companies are doing is they're adding things to it. We're going to add these things to it to try to get you to see the value. And I don't think that that's the right direction. I think that the direction really is really understanding what the customer's needs are. We're a small company. There's lots of other small companies out there like us. We need to be laser focused and do what we do really well to deliver the value to our customers, and let other people like MAM providers and other people that do that really well and their targeted expertise team, and ensure that the integration is there. So this leads to my trend I see. There's a lot of talk about open ecosystem and partnership so that the end user can choose what tool best suits them. And so technology providers like us need to ensure that your products play well together with all the other dependencies in the pipeline. So we need to think from the customer's position and ensure that we're offering them the freedom of choice and the liberty that if you're not delivering value or I'm not delivering value, that they can then choose something else. And it puts the onus on us versus them. OpenDrives is a software company that builds a data storage platform manager, specifically designed for media entertainment use cases.
Now, when you say it's a software platform, what does that mean?
It means that we are not directly tied to the underpinning hardware. In fact, we make the underpinning hardware more performant than without us.
But that's not possible. I have to have hardware to do storage. I mean, explain to me how that works.
Absolutely. So as a software provider, the underpinning hardware, we don't have any custom development in the hardware, so we use commodity off-the-shelf hardware. Now, you are correct. It does require some type of interface. We need, a NIC driver. We need to make sure that we can instrument the drive lights and those kinds of things. So there are reference SKUs that we use. We recommend saying, hey, you should probably use these things. But if customers want to bring alternative options to us, we can validate that, add a driver, and there's no performance tie into that hardware piece. So our software layer can be agnostic. And it's proven out that we took our same platform and we deployed it in the cloud without any code development, and it works in the cloud. So that truly shows that the platform is hardware agnostic.
Well, who's your customer then?
Yeah, so OpenDrives has been around for a while. And in the early days, we focused on VFX houses, small post-production facilities, and we grew over time moving towards studios. In 2018, we moved into the broadcast space and realized that there was value in what we were providing to short form and long form theatrical and post-production in broadcast post-production as well. So now we've got customers of every type and size.
We've been talking to a couple of other storage manufacturers here at the show that manufacture everything. I buy a kit from them and it's all complete. Why should I even consider OpenDrives? Or is OpenDrives really done for OEMs?
We believe that the freedom of choice is what's most important. So within media entertainment, and I've been in this industry for over 25 years, even though we're all making movies and we're all creating content, everybody has a slightly different way of doing it. So you may have a hardware partnership with Dell or HP and you want to buy that product. Or maybe your InfoSec is very strong in limiting, or your procurement is limiting what it is that you can purchase. That hardware agnosticism allows our customers to be able to choose what it is that they want and need in different scopes and scale. So we're not just tied in. When you're a hardware provider and a software provider, then those are tied in together and your options are limited. In addition to that hardware software tie-in, you need to generate revenue kind of on both sides of that. And so a lot of times then you're very rigid in the way that you can offer your solutions to customers because you need to generate revenue on that hardware side too.
Why would I consider an OpenDrive system, software, as opposed to getting something from Dell or HP? What's the advantage of you?
So two things. One is that agnosticism that I talked about, and our tools and software are built specifically for media entertainment, meaning they're very easy to use. So those of us that have worked in the storage space for a long time, high-performance storage systems are relatively complex. There was a day when, NASs weren't performant enough, and we had to build SANs. And that SAN architecture is very complicated, and you needed a storage engineer to build it. So we've built that in our UI to make it very easy that anybody can configure it, deploy it, modify it, manage it. That's one. Number two is really the service it is that we provide. So because we only focus on media entertainment and media entertainment use cases, then all of our engineering team from support to developers all understand how our product is used in this specific industry. So when there is a problem, which there always is with technology, you've got a support team that understands the needs of the entertainment industry in terms of time and response, as well as when you say, I got a problem with a 4K file, is that a really small file or a really big file? And in our industry, it's a really big file.
What have you got that's new?
We've always been a customer-led company, meaning all of our products and features are always derived from what our customers are telling us that they need. And what we heard last year was that we don't need any new features. What we want is we need to be able to do more with less. We have really tight constraining budgets. We need more freedom of choice. And that's what we need. And we need value. We need to show our businesses that we're driving value in what it is that we spend. Due to macroeconomics and what we all know about what the industry is going through, with the strikes and AI and whatnot. So what we did starting last year was begin to decompose our software. So rather than buying one complete, you get everything for this price, we decomposed it. So then you could start with a very limited feature set software solution that still did all the basic things that you needed at a lower entry point, and then be able to add on different packages as those needs arose. So traditionally what we needed to do in the industry is buy maybe a mid-tier product, and then at some point you jump the chasm into an enterprise product, and that chasm is pretty big. But now with OpenDrives, we're taking the same software, decomposing it, allowing an entry-level person to consume an enterprise-grade software solution at a lower price point with less features. And then as your company grows and your needs and demands increase, you can then add those as your budget allows.
How is this system priced?
We priced it because we saw this need in the industry. Our customers were coming to us and saying, hey, we need to do more with less. That's what we're being asked to do. And so we went back to the drawing board and really thought about this meaningfully and said, obviously we were going to approach it from an engineering point of view first, but really understood it to be a business mechanics problem. And so what we did was we said, we build a software. That software doesn't care whether or not we're managing spinning disks or NVMe or SSDs. It doesn't matter what we're managing. We also write the same piece of code, and that code doesn't matter if I'm managing 1 terabyte or 1 petabyte. It's the same code. So what we've introduced is a no capacity pricing model. You pay a fee for the license of the controller, so that software that we're putting on it. And since you're going to go buy the capacity and add it to it, we're not going to double tax you. We're not going to then say, oh, we're managing more storage for you, so we're going to increase your costs. So this really answers the need in the industry with these constrained budgets. So as you expand the capacity, your cost per terabyte comes down. And then you don't have to start with all the features, you can start with some of the features. So as your business grows and you increase your revenue, you can then expand capacity at a cost savings, and then you can add feature set on when you're ready to do it. So we believe that this is very novel, and I don't think that there's any storage player that's talking about not charging for capacity.
How would I get started with an OpenDrive system?
We were in the industry buying these products before, and we were always sold like a widget, a box, and then we would have to figure out how to integrate it. OpenDrives takes an extremely consultative approach in our integration to ensure that if you're coming to us, you have a pain point. You're trying to play back uncompressed raw material. And so we're looking at your network and your workstation configuration and all the other bits and pieces that are not necessarily storage to ensure that you're going to have a good time. Because we have people come to us saying, hey, we want to move from, let's say, ProRes HD to uncompressed raw 4K. Right? We're coming to you because our storage isn't fast enough. And we say, awesome, we can do that for you. And we start evaluating. We say, oh, your 10 gig network is not going to be enough. You're going to need to upgrade to 100 gig. And these workstations need 25 gig cards in them. And this version of Mac OS is not going to be performant enough because the SMB stack is, not where you need to be. You need to upgrade that. So we look end to end and provide that turnkey solution in the end.
One of the confusions I've got is you're not locally attached storage, you're network storage. And there's a NAS and there's a SAN, Network Attached Storage and Storage Area Network. Which of those two are you, and what's the difference between them?
Yeah, so we're a NAS, and our claim to fame was SAN products in the past were the only way that you could get high performance, because what you needed to do is you need to separate the network. So metadata network and a data network, and that's how you got the amount of performance it is in the past. And what happened was NAS technology got better and Ethernet got more performant. And when these things began to happen, we could deliver SAN performance at NAS simplicity. That simplicity, but just with higher performance and enterprise grade software design, as well as enterprise grade support, is really differentiating.
What one thought do you want people to remember about OpenDrives? If you were to summarize it, what would it be?
What people should know about OpenDrives is we are content creators that built technology for content creators. Like that's the most important thing, and that is a very, very strong differentiator, and I think maybe undervalued at times, that you can just go buy anything. I was just with a customer down the street here, Peloton, that said that they can buy from anybody, but they buy from us because they know that they're going to get the level of support and that it's lightning quick, right? It meets the performance needs that they have, not only in the technology, but in the support structure.